Hey guys, hello, welcome back to my little channel here. My name's Nikki and I do all kinds of artsy fartsy stuff. Today I am wanting to do just a little sketchbook session here. I got my sketchbook out and I just feel like drawing and playing around and seeing what we come up with. I am going to be using this book for some inspiration. I love these Disney art books. This is something I've just kind of gotten into the last year or so. They're just so inspiring. I love going through and just the artwork and seeing the movies as they're coming together. I'm such a Disney fan anyways. Love all of it. And I love sketchbooks. It's just, the final versions of stuff is great, but the sketchbook process and stuff I really love. And so these Disney art of books kind of give you a glimpse of all of that behind the scenes stuff that goes into making of the movies. And this one in particular, I picked up a few months ago. I really loved this movie, just the artwork in it in general. Dragons are so awesome. So I'm just gonna flip through a few pages of this with you and see. I've tabbed a few that I was really drawn to when I was looking through it. And so I think I'm just going to use some of those for some inspiration. So let me put you on overhead here and we'll get into it. All right, so I was flipping through this book last night because I was thinking about doing this video. And so I just flagged, I'm not going to flip through the whole book, but I flagged a few pages that I was really interested in to start with. I mean, first of all, this inside cover, like that is gorgeous. I love monochromatic stuff. And I love this style. There was a lot of that in the movie too. And I just was really drawn to it. So here's one in color. Ooh, I got glare there. Oh, we'll have to see how this works. So this page I flagged. I really liked, of course, the dragons. This little touches of gold and I just love this style. I also really love these clouds here and the trees. I think those are so beautiful. Yeah, so I really like that. So we'll see if I can come up with something with that. Then let's see, the next page I got, oh, here we go. There's a couple of pages like this I flagged. Now, I don't do a whole lot of faces, and so I just really loved this with all the different expressions, and I'm thinking I could definitely use some work. This might be a great page to just sketch out, practice, doing faces and expressions and stuff. That one would be a great one. This one, I just loved this. Again, going back to kind of like a rougher, sketchy, loose type feeling. I just love that in artwork. And this one, I love that they tell you that they're digital or what the medium is that they used. And, a lot of them now are digital, but I'm thinking this would probably be a really beautiful watercolor. So let's see, what else do I have here? Oh, I've been doing more just surface patterns and background patterns. And so I really liked these pages here that they have a block, and there's several of them throughout that they're doing different like fabric samples, and then they show them on the characters that they have. And so I just really like the ideas for just some pattern inspiration. I skipped one here. Oh, this one. I love paper lanterns, and I think I haven't drawn them that much, but they are just so beautiful. So I just really like that. Here's another piece with them in that whole town scene with all the paper lanterns. Just beautiful. All the colors, they're just so bright colors, and they're just gorgeous. Here is another page. I love this little baby character in the movie. She was so adorable. And then this one is just another one of those, the patterns on the clothing and kind of sampling that. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull out some supplies and figure out what I want to start playing with first, okay? All right, guys, you see I have there a handful of colored pencils that I wanted to use for sketching. And I don't do this all the time, but I do like working with colored pencils just to lay down my sketching. For one, they're harder to erase, so it really makes you just kind of work with whatever you end up putting down. You can't do a lot of redoing or think much about any mistakes or anything. So it's kind of nice that way to just keep you going. I also like that they just kind of have some softer lines for when you do add other mediums over them. And I think for this one, I just ended up doing colored pencils and watercolor, which I think works very well together. I tend to be one that leans more into watercolor than I do acrylics or any other paint mediums. So you saw me start with those paper lanterns, which I just really enjoy. I love the shapes. I love the colors of them. You could just use these really kind of bright, fun colors. And I'm using this watercolor set. This is the Jane Davenport set of watercolors. I have both the neutral palette and the brights palette for them. And I have to admit, I kind of have a little bit of a love-hate with these kind of paints. They are, the colors are fun, but I find that for mixing my own colors, which I tend to like to do, I can't get them to mix very well. But I do enjoy them for something like this, that I'm just trying to keep it really simple and not overthink it. And I'm just trying to, I'm mostly using the colors straight out of the pans. So for things like that, they are wonderful. And you can pick them up on Amazon for, I think, about $20. So they're super cheap. Anyways, what is wrong with this baby? I'm looking at it, and I know even when I was doing it, I felt like I was struggling with her a little bit. The eyes, they're just off. Like I said before, I am not very good at faces. It is something that I want to get better at. And so that just means practicing and, making the mistakes. So, I think, well, I know part of the biggest reason is I just can't draw faces that well. But part of the problem I had with it, I think, was this is watercolor paper, so it's a little bit textured. And so it was like some of the lines just weren't very precise, which is fine, but I clearly struggled with it. So I'm going in here now working on some of those clouds, and I really did enjoy the shape of those clouds in the sky. And now I'm starting with a tree, and I'm just doing very random things. I was looking through the book at just a couple of things, and this was just a really loose, simple art session I wanted to do. I think I spent like an hour and a half just playing around and, just wanted to practice some sketching and practice some painting. The brushes, I jumped around between a couple different brushes, and some worked better than others. It was just really just a good time playing around. What do you guys like to do for when you want to just not do anything real serious, just kind of mess around and practice and just want to be creative and artsy? So yeah, here's this tree. I like that shape of it. I think this would be fun to go back and maybe do some different shapes with that same kind of do those branch and leaf work coming out of them, and make them very geometric. Going in here with adding the darker colors, trying to make the lighter colors of the lanterns kind of pop out a little bit more. So I wanted to get some darker colors in there, and just adding on it. I do love a little bit of wet on wet with watercolors and just watching them move. It's so relaxing, I find. And that was another thing I enjoyed about doing this in my sketchbook, and not really having any plan, just kind of going with it. And it's just, you get kind of into a flow, and it was just, very, very relaxing, very just casual. And then there's that baby again. I just was not happy with her. I think her nose was cute. Everything else was kind of like bleh. I'm going in here now with this. I was trying to pull from those background patterns and try to throw a little bit in the sky and just see what that would look like. And I enjoyed how it turned out. I think this might be something I would consider playing with in the future with maybe some landscapes. I'm realizing as I am editing this video that I did not film any kind of outro. I think I ran out of time. I had to go pick up my daughter from school or something like that. But anyways, let me know what you think of this and what you use for inspiration when you want to just kind of relax and do a simple sketchbook session. All right. Thanks for watching. Bye.